I'm not playing a character of a comedian on the stage. I am the same man off stage. Are you ready, gentlemen? Stanley! Whether you would call me a comedian, a comedy actor, an entertainer, I'm the whole lot older. I'm a manager of a show, I'm the licensee of 3 theatres, I'm the producer of these places, the director of these places, I'm the man that owes the money. You become jack of all trades. You're really in another world, you know, when you lose somebody like that, because I'd built Janet from a little girl to become a world star. It was one of the big blows of my life. To lose somebody like that, it's something that it can't be described. I can never go to bed at night without saying a little prayer. God bless Janet Munro, who is with you now in heaven, and I know that you are looking after her.
You get frightened going on the stage?
Oh no, I get frightened if I don't get a stage to go on. That's the only chance I get frightened, but no. I think if you've got a stage, I think that's the biggest part of your nerves gone, you know. It's not as much as being an entertainer these days or a comedian. It's finding a stage to go on to do it. There's so few theatres left.
Are you saying you never get frightened at all going on stage?
Well, I'll tell you what my father said. My father was an electrical engineer, and he said, Alex, you never see an electrical engineer worried about before his job, or a first-class plumber, or he said...
But he hasn't 800 people looking at him.
Well, you know what? My father never told me that. You just put up something he never told me. I've been thinking about these things all these years. And he said, you never see a fella putting, you know, paper on the wall and getting worried to death. He said, not at all, he said, Alex. He said, and you're the same. You're a workman, Alex. He said, you're a workman. He said, you've served your time at this, you know.
What about the fear of drying up on stage, of having nothing to say?
Well, I would only see that if I saw my wife's face close to me all of a sudden. No, actually, she's a very lovely girl. But I don't think I really ever dry up. You know, I remember once I was in the West End in London, the London Pavilion, and I was at the side of the stage just like this, and the act before me didn't turn up, the act before. So I'm standing at the side of the stage and said to myself, quick, somebody's got to go on. This is the London Pavilion, the centre of London. So he said, Alex, quick, go on. I said, I can't, but I've got a jacket. He said, you've no time for jackets, on you go. So I just walked on. So I've always got 3 jokes, you know, I've got 3 gags that I never really cracked. I probably not cracked them once in 2 or 3 years.
And you keep those in reserve?
I never do them. I never do them. But I tell them each month or each week or sometime during the day to myself. I go through these jokes that I never use. I like talking to people. That's the most important thing. You know, I'm a bit of a chatterbox. Maybe you've noticed that. Have you noticed that? Am I saying something that has not been said before? So anyway, this was the whole idea. No, as a matter of fact, nervous, no. I always look upon myself as a first class, you know, I wouldn't say a first class workman, but I look upon myself as a workman, you know, there's a job I'm doing. Come on, Mr. Daniel. One. Stand by. Now, Jason, very, very famous. Anthem of ascension for Billy Pocket.
Don't fight a war when we begin to begin.
You see, success and failure, they're two impostures. I mean, success, what is success? The show's finished, you know, and you're a failure or a success. They're both the same, not really the difference. But success, you come off and you feel delighted, you've done something. You know, I'm a bit, would you call it big-headed? I love to come off and do a wonderful show. I'll try and do a marvellous show, and people go outside and say, "Oh, Barry, you were funny there. Hi, Alex, you give me a laugh."
Bring out your date. Ladies and gentlemen, this being the only Thursday night this week, and you've all heard the post horn gallop before. Tonight, just to make it a little bit different, halfway through, I will play the post horn gallop backwards. Thank you.
She was never a bad audience. The audience are only as good or bad as the comic would allow them to be. The comic usually comes on in the first spot, and he kind of warms them up. Now, should he fail to get them going, then it makes the night, you know, a bit tougher, you know, it makes it a bit harder. Sometimes you go in and they're a little bit cold, well then you've got to bring all your big guns out. Come on, boys, I won't be a minute. Hold that, sir.
Alex, do you think you're the last of the showmen in the country?
Well, I wouldn't actually say the last, but I'm the last of my present type of showman. You know, I'm the licensee of a couple of theatres and manager, producer, director, comedian. What noise is that in the middle of Wales? What is that? I'll never believe it! You'll never believe it! Gentlemen, the size of it! Well... And here we are in the middle of Wales, ladies and gentlemen, and there's the wee man with the kilt on and the bagpipes. Man, the Welsh people will never forgive us. There's not a Scotchman coming on board this morning.
Listen, I keep a welcome in the hillside for you, man.
Very good, I'm glad to see you.
Nice to see you too. I bet you came in a cheap excursion from Aberdeen.
Well,
I can assure you. Let me see your platform ticket.
wait a minute. Has anybody here got change of 5 pence?
5 pence. I bet you wondered what I was doing up here.
I couldn't believe it at
Well,
you.
actually, I come up here at night time. It's the shepherd sends me up here to look after his sheep.
No.
And I'm called what you call a shepherd spy. You know?
No. Well, what would you say, Bill? Are we the last?
Well, there's not many of us left, Alex.
And I don't feel so well this morning.
He always looks well.
I don't want to be him left.
I mean, isn't Blatty as such dying?
Oh, well, Blatty such as dying. See, years ago, Bill knows, we had a night. You were like world famous and Harry Lauder and the famous Londoner Mike Miller, Harry Champion.
You could go around for years
with the same act.
the same act.
You never change your act.
Nowadays, you've got to keep changing it. Keep topical
And then,
things up.
see, of course, you cannot get an act together. How long do you think it takes to tell a joke? Well, it takes me about 2 months to tell one joke. I would have to tell a joke for about 2 months. You know, like I was saying, I went up to this house and opened the door, and a big coloured lady came out. I said, Mrs., where's you been? Yeah. I said, Mrs., where's you been? And she said, I've been to the pictures, where you been? You see, now, to tell that joke is quite simple, but it would take me about a month, really, with an audience. I don't want the jokes at the end of the gag. I want the people laughing, like Bill knows, right through the jokes all the time.
Is there going to be any kind of show in 20 years like your show at the end of the pier?
Well, only if they can put us in a glass case. I mean, looking at us two this morning, you wouldn't give us long. You wouldn't give us long for game, would you? I mean, we're nearly there now. No, as a
What do you say, Bill? What do you say to that?
Well, I hope there will be, really. You know, I keep hoping within myself that there will still be shows going. And I have a feeling that things always went in a circle, you know. And I think maybe someday they will come back again. Providing they don't knock all the theatres down, as they are doing.
Well, as a matter of fact, someday I'm going to buy a supermarket and knock it down and make it into a theatre. How's that, Bill?
That's not bad. That's not bad.